Highland Park Jane Doe. The Highland Park Jane Doe was found fatally shot in the early morning hours of May 20th, 1996, just as the sun was rising in Highland Park, Michigan. She was fatally shot in the throat in an alley behind 387 Cortlandt Street.
To get justice for Jane Doe.
She's one of hundreds of unidentified people in Michigan morgues tonight, most of them in Wayne County.
We've always thought of her as a kid.
As young as 15 or as old as 25. And according to the medical examiner's office, she could be biracial.
She was probably white and black.
Yeah.
She had her hair pulled back into a ponytail. She had very tight, curled hair, but it was brown with a reddish tint to it. She was about 5'3" and she was almost 200 pounds. No makeup and covered in freckles. She was really dressed like a 5-year-old would have been dressed. She had a giant white bow in her hair. She had this white skirt, a shirt with a bunch of smiley faces and lip prints all over it. She had a teddy bear watch. Maybe she was special needs. Maybe somebody else had her dressed that way.
Could she have been a victim of human trafficking?
The police believe it's possible she was in foster care and that her family doesn't know she went missing. If you have any idea at all who she is, please call the number on your screen. Bucks County Jane Doe. The Bucks County Jane Doe was identified after 33 years as Lisa Todd. It took over 3 decades for Lisa Todd to get her name back. The last time Linda Todd saw her older sister Lisa, it was in a Philadelphia schoolyard more than 33 years ago. A call from detectives a few weeks ago changed everything. Through the years, detectives tried different techniques to identify the public or Jane Doe. They eventually resorted to using Bode Technology, a DNA company that uploaded a profile into GEDmatch, and this eventually led to Linda. Originally, investigators said there was no obvious signs of trauma except for a chipped tooth. However, the coroner recently re-examined the remains. For now, they're waiting on forensics, but they are labeling Lisa Todd's death as suspicious. Lisa Todd was the mother of a 2-year-old boy and 6 months pregnant when she went missing in 1985. A few years later, a couple were out walking with their dog through the abandoned Publicker distillery in Bucks County, and they found a skeleton in a concrete vat on the property, along with some clothes and a purse. They called the police. Somebody out there knows something, the Bucks County District Attorney said. Pregnant ladies don't just fall into wells and die. Something happened. Whether it is a criminal or accidental act, whether she was by herself, we don't know yet. The county attorney wants to speak with anyone who may have known Lisa Todd. They say she lived in the city in Frankfort and went to Frankfort High School in the 80s before dropping out. Lisa Todd believes that someone knows who killed her sister and she wants answers. Lisa Todd disappeared at age 17 in 1985, 3 years before her remains were found. The case highlights the failures of some police procedures. Her description did not match any reports of missing persons or runaways at the time. According to the police, it turns out that Todd was reported missing in Philadelphia in October of 1985, but her information was taken out of the National Crime Information Center's database on her 18th birthday. If you know anything at all about Lisa's disappearance or death, please call the number on your screen. Vicky Dana Doe has been identified. On March 10, 2007, human remains were found by a man collecting cans along the farm line off of Victory Road just south of Lynn Hipshire Road in Grand Prairie Township, Marion, Ohio. A forensic anthropologist determined that the remains were that of a woman between the ages of 15 and 24 years old who stood approximately 5'6" with brown hair. In September 2016, Sean Great, a suspected Ohio serial killer, confessed to abducting and stabbing the young woman while tossing her body along a road. He said the young woman had been conducting door-to-door sales, and she allegedly cheated his mother out of money. Great told the police that the woman's name was either Dana or Diana and that she sold magazines. He told officers that she had sold some to his mother, but they never arrived. Because of this, he claimed to have lured her to his house under the premise of buying more magazines and killed her instead. In their quest over the years to identify her, isotope testing determined she could have grown up in Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, or Georgia. In June of 2019, the DNA Doe Project announced Vicky Dana Jane Doe as Dana Nicole Lowery from Minden, Louisiana. Sean Great is currently on death row for the murders of Liz Griffith and Stacy Hicks. He has confessed to killing 5 women. In the case of Jane Doe, Great knew the name of her individual vaguely. He wanted to call her. He actually named her. He had a couple names, but they were unable to develop that. Unfortunately, it didn't lead to her name in life, but her DNA thankfully did. Hopefully you enjoyed today's story. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you hadn't yet. Take care of yourself and each other.